rolled out, and when do we see something more fruitful? No, like I said, no, the department is being efficiently managed in terms of budgetary utilization. We want to see also emergency calls and response time reduced by efficient management as well. No? So just submit to us a roadmap so we'll be guided accordingly.
We would be happy to submit this, Mr. Senator.
Another issue, Mr. Chair, that I want to get an update on is the number of drug-free barangays. This became quite popular, no, during the last administration, in which there's a count on how many drug-free barangays are we achieving. For example, in 2019, there are 16,000 drug-free barangays. In 2020, there are 20,000. In 2021, there are 24,000. In 2022, there are 26,000. I heard earlier in the presentation that the number went up to 27,000. But I just want to get an update on this, on the number of drug-free barangays. And from the data that we're seeing is parang napako na tayo at the 27,000 level. We all know there are about 42,000 plus barangays. No? So what are we doing to expand the number of drug-cleared barangays? And we cannot avoid the fact that we keep on reading so many drug bust operations. There's so many suspects being apprehended because of drug-related activities. This is good. Definitely, it's something that we welcome. However, it sends a signal that drugs are back on their streets, no? And it's becoming an active industry once again. So we want to get an update on the number of drug-cleared barangays and what do we do in order to reach a significant number, maybe 80% of our total barangays should be drug-free. So just an update on this concept.
Last year it was 25. Last year, roughly 6 months.
Pakibalik po. Mr. Chairperson, last year, if I'm not mistaken, it was about 25,000 drug-cleared barangay as per PIDEA. They're the ones who certify to this. After a period of around a year, from 25,000, it increased to 27,465. This is as of June 2023. So from 25,361 to 27,465 in 1 year.
Thank you for that, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, how do we continue to increase the number of drug-cleared barangays? From the data that I got, in 2021, 24,000. In 2022, 25,000, as you mentioned. In 2023, 23,000. We welcome the increase. However, I can see some plateauing in terms of number. Of course, when during the past administration, when there was a really super aggressive activity to clear barangays from 16,000, it jumped to 20,000. But now I can see some plateauing. So may we get some comments from the DILG on how do we increase the number of drug-cleared barangays, and what mechanisms can we use, no, on the ground level? Because we're talking about barangays, mga maliliit to, no? So what mechanisms can we use to reach a significant number of drug-free barangays?
Thank you, Mr. Senator. Actually, sa ating batas po, no, tatlo po iyan, ang PNP, ang PIDEA, ang NBI. No? At ang talagang namamahala po pagdating dito ay ang PIDEA. Sila po ay nanguhuli. At of course, we support our police here. No? At ito po ang tinatawag natin na supply reduction. kami po ay naniniwala sa DILG ay ito'y hindi lamang effort ng kapulisahan, ito lamang hindi effort ng PIDEA o ng NBI. At the same time, dapat ito'y effort din sa demand reduction. Kasi nga, ito'y parang puno. Maski putuli mo yung sanga, maaari may tumubong bagong sanga. So it should be simultaneous. Habang nanguhuli ang ating mga law enforcement, inuugat natin ang problema. For one, pinapalakas namin ang ADAC o Anti-Drug Abuse Council. Kasama po civil society ito. At ang barangay anti-drug. Alam nyo, pare-pareho po tayo naging mayor, senator. At alam naman natin na sa barangay level, alam nila kung sino yung nagtutulak. Alam nila kung sino yung gumagamit. Doon pa lang po pwede nang magkaroon ng interventions on the ground. No? Of course, it goes without saying, amin pong in-empower to this BIDA campaign, Buhay Ingatan, Droga'y Ayawan, na kung saan ang whole of government approach, no, meaning hindi lamang rehabilitasyon, kasama na po rito ang issue ng trabaho, ng livelihood, kasama na rin ang different NGOs, ang PTA sa mga magulang para alam nila kung gumagamit ang anak nila, how they will approach these activities sa mga bata, at ang how prevalent is this. If I'm not mistaken, 67% of all cases in court right now are drug-related. 67 to around 70. At ang matindi po rito, Senator, is that around 28%, close to 30% ay babalik sa kulungan after serving sentence. So, paano po namin ginagawa ito, no, to this BIDA campaign? Kasi nga, merong sinabi I think it was General Gilbert Cruz, at I verified this, isang eksperimento sa abroad, na yung mga daga pinapili, droga o tubig. No, it was an actual experiment. And they all chose droga. Naging addict yung mga daga. Pero yung mga daga ay, they were pinag-exercise, pinatakbo ng ilang araw, and then after a while, pinapili, tubig o droga. But this time around, they chose water. Tubig na pinili. So for us, hindi lamang pagpapalagas sa kampanya panghuli, pero it's all about also attitude, lifestyle. Sabay po iyan. No, that's what we're doing right now.
What was the intervention, Sec? Kaya namili na sila ng tubig. Anong ginawa?
Well, marami po ang aming ginawa. Number one, sayang hindi ko lang maipi-play dito.
Drug-free na yung mga taga.
Well, alam naman natin, Senator, that may mas mayayaman sa ating bansa. Talagang mayaman, technological advance, but yung lugar nila, nagkalat ang mga addicts. Ang policy nila in government, naging liberal. So we believe in our department, it's not a matter of reducing the supply-demand, but also the demand factor. No? So supply and demand reduction po ang ginagawa namin ngayon. Tuloy-tuloy po ito. Now, on the side, ako naman sa Napolcom, ito naman aking panukala. At ito'y binabanggit ko nga kay Chief. Tinitignan namin ngayon yung strike policy. No? Pinareview namin kailan lamang last month yung 3-strike policy. At I think for me personally, we should give a voice to the ADAC, Anti-Drug Abuse Council, dahil may mga civil society dyan eh. Kasi kung tatanungin ko, marami akong huli, magaling ako. Baka mamaya ibawan ang huli dahil talagang tahimik sa lugar nila. Hindi mo masabi eh. So what's the proper basis? One of the things that we could really do is involve the Anti-Drug Abuse Council. No? Kasi at makita yung 3-strike policy kung talagang matindi ang droga sa lugar, tanggalin ang Chief of Police. At hindi lamang Chief of Police, it could go down even taas hanggang sa PD po ito. No? Ganun dapat ang nakikita po namin. We're just trying to revise this with the chief at the Napolcom level so that yun po ang aming tatahaki ngayon, no, as far as the demand reduction and the supply reduction is concerned. Salamat po.
Thank you for those answers, Secretary. And you being a former local chief executive, you know very well how these things happen on the ground. No? And I support the drug reduction program. I think that's a very important element, especially in schools. If we can stop our high school students from going into yung mga bisyo because itong mga bisyo is the gateway to drugs. And it's already proven in many studies that adolescents who go into bisyo, iba-ibang bisyo ho yan, ang kasunod, there's a big probability na papasok rin ho yan sa drugs. No? So I support the drug reduction. And also, one element that I've seen the department is also doing, and I hope you can continue doing, is leadership by example. No? I saw in the news that there was one incident of a chief of police who turned out positive during a surprise drug test. No? And is this surprise drug test going to be applied nationwide? Because I support that. In fact, LGU should do that also, because how can a chief of police whose task is to promote peace and order, to stop drug dealing in their locality, tested positive? And that sends a chilling effect to a locality, because your chief police, the highest person who is tasked to promote peace and order, is a drug user. And my question is, do we continue with that policy of doing mga surprise drug test? And do we also do that with local? Do you also have plans to encourage local government units to do that?
Mr. Senator, una-una, I would like to commend the Chief Accorda and the PNP for really having these surprise drug tests. No? And it should continue. And every time I go in the provinces, I make sure may drug test hindi lamang sa police, kasama na sa jail, sa kulungan. Kasi nakakulong na nga, gumagamit pa yung iba. I've experienced that when I was mayor of Mandaluyong. No? So paano gagaling ang isang nasa loob kung doon mismo ay meron? No? At hindi lang po yun, sa DILG, magiging programa po namin to sa LGUs. We will make sure that in the LGUs, there should also be drug tests. Now, ang maganda po rito, sa aming BIDA program, marami pong mga private companies ang sumama sa amin. No? Napakarami. In fact, even ng Philippine Basketball Association, no, PBA, may bida na rin sila, that they will have their own drug program. Ang ganda, rehabilitation, kuminsan mga random drug testing. At iisipin po natin, parang nasa COVID, di ba? Nalalaman natin kung sino yung may COVID because of this RT-PCR. If we could do this random, hindi lamang sa gobyerno, but also in private, random naman yan talagang mag-iilagan po rito. And that is what we're trying to do. At ako'y nagpapasalamat sa mga kumpanyang umanho, nakiisa sa amin. Napakarami po nito. And still, we're going strong with this. Rest assured, Mr. Senator, we're going to continue. And ako po'y nangangako sa inyo in behalf of the DILG, hindi lamang sa PNP, sa Tri-Bureau meaning ang jail, kasama na po ang fire, pati sa LGUs. We will be implementing this, Mr. Senator.
Thank you for those answers, Mr. Secretary. And
You have 1 minute left.
when we support the random drug testing activity, Mr. Secretary,
Permission, Senwin. Pag ganong tag-test ng positive, 3-strike policy pa rin.
Saan po? Sa
drug
office?
test. Like that yung example ni Senwin na nag-test na nga ng positive.
Yung po Chief of Police?
Yung Chief of Police.
Tangkal po kagad yun.
Tangkal dapat nga. Hindi na 3-strike policy.
Unfortunately, sa Mandaluyong.
1-strike policy na yun.
Sa Mandaluyong po yun.
Ganun ba?
Oo, at hindi lang. Bago lang po yun. Bagong Chief of Police lang po yun. But hindi lang yun. What PNP did, this the entire police force. Pinacheck ka agad.
Dapat nga, ganun o baga.
Yes. And this will be the
Very alarming ho yun
Yes, sir. Oo, talagang very alarming po.
Yeah. Thank you, Senwin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I have another topic now because I was looking at the data, and this is on the issue of POGO-related crimes. And I'll just flash on